Yeah, here we go. Whoa, what the hell is this? Tellstones, isn't that the game that Riot released? Okay, well, okay, everybody can play games except Freljord, apparently. Yeah, the Tellstones, that's the game they released, right? Here we go. We'll start with Shurima. They're all 1 mana burst. Create a fleeting Ruthless Predator, Weight of Judgment, or Spirit Fire in hand. Wait a second. They're giving 3 sisters to every region? Is that what this means? Oh, wow. This is really good. This is insane, even. Okay. This is so smart that they're doing this. Oh my god. How often do you just put 1/3 sisters into your deck just because of the flexibility? Every region gets one of these? Yeah, and Spirit Fire is good with this card. It doesn't matter how good these spells are. Like, for Shurima, this is actually good. Like, Ruthless Predator is not a bad card. It's just hard to main deck it. Because you need it at, like, a specific time. You need to use it when you have, like, a Rek'Sai or when you have a Renekton. So this is fantastic. Like, sometimes you just need a Weight of Judgment. Sometimes you just need a Spirit Fire. The flexibility is what makes this insane. Noxian Tellstones. Create a fleeting Sharpen Resolve, Whirling Death, or Weapons of the Lost in hand. Wait, Weapons of the Lost, is that the +5? Or is that the oh yeah, it's this one, deal 3. Yeah, this is good too. This is just good. Just for Whirling Death, it's actually insane. Yo, this is unit protection, combat trick, and removal. This is insane. This is better than the one for Shurima, for sure. That is so good. The fact that Whirling Death is in this package is a massive buff. Dude, I'm putting this in every single one of my Rumble decks. Sharpen Resolve and Whirling Death is insane for Rumble. That's so good. Even Weapons of the Lost is like, sometimes you deal 3 to remove a unit and make your own unit. That's just good, even if you pay 1 more mana for it. The flexibility is everything. This one is very, very good. This is better than 3 Sisters, potentially. This is better than 3 Sisters. Targonian Spellstones. Create a Wish, Paddlestar, or Blessing of Targon. Okay, Wish is to heal everything to full. Paddlestar is Zoe's champion spell. A Blessing of Targon, is that the Taric spell? This one is... It's not bad. It's still okay, but I don't like the Wish. I don't think Wish is ever really that good. Blessing of Targon is pretty good. Yeah, this one is too conditional. I don't think this one... This is the worst one so far, for sure. Dude, if one of these was Hush, people would be quitting the game. There's no way. I think this is good in Tahm-Ken's Shuraka, though. Yeah, exactly what Ekoma Tomoya said. I think this is good in Tahm-Raka. In Tahm-Ken's Shuraka, it's good. In Braum Soraka, it's good. That's about it, really. With Nightfall, I could kind of see Nightfall, but not really. Nightfall doesn't use Wish. They don't use Paddlestar. They don't really use Blessing of Targon. So I don't know. I don't see this in Nightfall. Alright, this one is the worst one so far, in my opinion. Demacian Tellstone. Create a fleeting Prismatic Barrier, Detain, or 4 Demacia in hand. That's pretty good, honestly. I think Detain is worse than Entomb. 4 Demacia is better when you get it from the Vanguard Sergeant. Prismatic Barrier is good, though. This is fine for Demacia, you know? Yeah, this is a Lux card. Yeah, this is absolutely a Lux card. Every single Lux deck will play this, I think. It's not bad. I still think it's... I mean, after seeing the Noxus one, I think everything is just going to seem pretty bad. But, you know, it's decent. This is good. I would put this... okay, we're going to use 3 Sisters as, like, the benchmark. I would put this slightly below 3 Sisters. But it's better for Lux decks. Yeah, the Prismatic Barrier is what you want to use it for. So, okay. Oh, Karma support? Yeah, maybe. Alright, Piltover Tellstones. Create a fleeting Aftershock, Hextech Transmogulator, or Progress Day in it. Yeah, I like this one. I like this one. It looks bad, but if we ever have... Okay, specifically, this one is good if we have a landmark-centric meta. That's why it's okay, because now you don't have to put Aftershock in your deck anymore and feel terrible about it. The fact that this is landmark removal is very good. And then when you don't play against a landmark deck or landmark meta, you don't feel so bad. This is the perfect answer for a landmark-centric meta. Landmarks are so frustrating because if you put a landmark removal card in your deck that you only put in to deal with landmarks, it feels really bad. You're making your deck worse against everything that doesn't have landmarks, right? Like Scorched Earth is the one exception. But the fact that you then get these two, or that you can just get an Aftershock for 3 damage, is good. This is really good if you're just looking for landmark removal. The 2 choices are kind of meh, yeah, but if you're looking to do with landmarks and then sometimes just have something that's slightly better, that's fine. You don't care that it's 1 more mana. It's the flexibility. Yeah, 9 mana Progress Day, sure. but you're just not gonna use this card if you can't afford to spend 9 mana. Maybe you'll spend it on like a Hextech Transmogulator to have like some soft removal. Aftershock was never horrible, and I feel like your deck is worse running this than actual Aftershock. I don't know about that. I feel like the option to sometimes get like a Progress Day against a slow control deck to refill your hand is not bad. Shadow Owl Tellstones. Create a fleeting Mark of the Owl, Spirit Journey, or Crumble in hand. Yeah, it's the same thing. They're putting landmark removal on these cards. I love that. Dude, okay. The video I'm working on has something to do with landmarks, and I bring up the point, what I just said. It feels so bad to put landmark removal in your deck. Shadow Owls was never able to deal with landmarks. Their cards that destroy landmarks are just terrible. Now you can put in this card, and then sometimes you have like a Crumble if you need it. Sometimes you have a Spirit Journey for like, I don't know, stopping a big attacker.
Shadow Isle's worst one does not include Sunken Cost.
That's a build sweater card. But yeah, you're right. Alright, Mark of the Isles is, I mean, it's fine, you know. I don't think even a control deck cares that they're paying like 1 mana to sometimes get like a slightly bigger attack. Yeah, this is the Kindred spell, the kill something and then revive it. This is good. Any one of these cards with landmark removal is going to be good. The Piltover and Shadows are the only ones, right? This one doesn't remove landmarks, this one doesn't, this one doesn't, yeah. Okay, so far Piltover and Shadow Owls got good ways to remove landmark. This is the perfect way to do it. This is how you should be dealing with landmark removal. Flexibility. So you don't feel bad about putting it in your deck. Nobody will ever put Aftershock in their deck anymore just to deal with landmarks. The flexibility is everything. Build Sweater Tellstones. Create a more powder, playful trickster, or chum the water in hand. Build Sweater got another rally. No way, dude. That is so good. A rally on a flexible card. The more powder is often trash, like paying 3 mana for 2 barrels, not great. But it can help you get out of like sticky situations, right? Maybe 1 in 20 games, you'll need it. When you have a maker. Like, the more powder I don't like, because you need another card to make it good. Playful Trickster is just like blood in the water. It's a rally. That's really, really good. And Chum the Waters is like the general choice. But I also really like that you have the flexibility of getting a 5 to Overwhelm, plus making something vulnerable. This is good. This is one of the better ones, for sure. More powder helps pirate aggro, though. You don't... Well, no, not really. I wish I could agree, but no. Aren't the builds cards that create 1-cost cards insanely buffed because it is really? Yeah, actually they are. For sure. Like, those kind of decks really like rallying, and even a Chum the Waters to make something vulnerable is quite good. Yeah, this is crazy. It's good with Plunder. Yeah, I could see this in Plunder, actually, yeah. It's not bad. Alright, 2 more. Bandle Tellstones. Create a fleeting Heroic Refrain, Yordle Contraption, or Keeper's Verdict in hand. Heroic Refrain is give 2 allies +2/+1. Yordle Contraption either creates 2 landmarks or destroys 1 for 5 mana. And Keeper's Verdict is the Poppy spell, right? This one seems bad. Yeah. Nah, this one seems pretty bad. Again, it is landmark removal on a flexible card, but the other 2 options are just not good enough that you generally want to keep them. Every single one of these is reactive. Every single option here is reactive. I guess Heroic Refrain can be, like, proactive, but this one seems pretty bad. Heroic Refrain sometimes, yeah, but just play Conchologist, dude. Like, there's a better card already. Alright, let's look at the last one. This one is bad. Ionian Tellstones. Create a fleeting health potion, homecoming, or... No! I closed the tab on it. No! 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 This one is so good! This one is insane! Oh my god! This one is so good! Are you kidding me? They're just doing this to make me angry. It was even the last one. I was ready to, like, get excited for the last one, and it's this garbage. That's like, all of these cards are good. I mean, you know, Health Potion and Stand United don't see main deck play, but they easily could. Oh my god, dude. Dude, I'm angry. This is the best one by far. 6 homecoming decks, or cards in one deck. Oh yeah, this is good for Lee Sin too. The fact that you can sometimes just get that health potion to heal, that's so good. Oh my god, this is insane. Yeah, leveled Karma with this? A leveled Karma is like heal 12 for 1 mana, for 2 mana. Yeah, this one is better than Three Sisters, dude. This goes in... this is the only one, I think. Maybe the one from Noxus where you want to run 3 copies in almost every single deck. Alright, it's been nice, guys, but I guess this is the end. I'm quitting Runeterra. Oh my god, this is so stupid. Yeah, this is really good with Lee Sin. Yeah, I'm happy for Grappler. I'm happy for him. Sure. Oh, I forgot to do the full screen thing. All right, here you go. Better late than never. Okay. I think this one is pretty good. I think this one is a 6 or 7. I think a 6. Because I don't love the Weight of Judgment and Spirit Fire, and Ruthless Predator isn't always good. But you're happy putting at least 1 or 2 in almost every single deck. The overlay hides it. Oh, you're right. Thank you, Elias. All right. I think this. I'm gonna give this 7 out of 10. Weight of Judgment is deal 2 to a follower. No, wait, deal 7 to a follower or 2 to a champion. Weight of Judgment, I mean, it's not bad. It's nice having the flexibility. It's like double flexible, right? You take it from the Tellstones, and then you choose if you want to hit a follower or champion. It's nice. Yeah, no, it's not bad. 6, yeah, I think it's a 6. The thing is, Spirit Fire is only usable against wide decks. Weight of Judgments is only usable against big followers. Like, I would say Weight of Judgment is good if there's a dragon meta, which we don't have. And Ruthless Predator is only usable proactively if you have a minion that cares about striking with a lot of attack, like Renekton or Akshan or Sivir or whatever. You need a quick attack unit. All of these are very conditional. If you look at a deck like Faded, even Viego, kind of, I think Ruthless Predator can be okay against Viego. But overall, this is all too conditional, and it doesn't deal with Faded or it doesn't deal with Viego deck. All right, yeah, I think this is 6 because it's slightly... Yeah, I would almost give it a 5. Slightly too conditional. I would not put more than 1 or 2 copies in a deck. Yeah, it's good for Zyder Vine, sure, that's true. But again, at that stage of the game, you should have better answers. Yeah, I think it's a 5, actually. The more I think about it, it's a 5. I like it, but it's too specific. I think it's still good. It's good as a card. Like, I'm not rating this based on other Tellstones. I'm rating this as a card. If I'm rating this as a card, is it a 5? Yeah, it's a 5. Yeah, I'm happy with a 5. All right, Noxian Tellstone. This one is a lot better. I think this one is at least an 8. This one is insane. This is an 8 to me. Yeah, I'm thinking 8. Because again, these cards matter if you have units. For Sharpen Resolve and Whirling Death, you need units. Weapons of the Lost? Yeah, I guess that's like the generally good one, but it's a pretty bad card. It's an 8. It might be a 9, but I'm giving it an 8. I will put 3 of these in every single Rumble deck I play, most likely. Every single Draven deck, every single Darius deck, if those still exist. Yeah, I'm not gonna do 0.5s, but it might be an 8.5. Sure, might even be a 3 out of 10 for me. I think I'm rating it as a card, not like when you put them next to other Tellstones. Targon. Okay, this one I don't like. I think you play none of these. I think this is a 2. I think as a card, you don't even put this in your deck. You put this very specifically in Tomken Soraka, and it will make the deck better. I don't think you play this in Nightfall, even though it's a really nice activator. And I can't think of any other deck where you might put this in. You don't even put this in a Tarek deck. The only reason it's a 2 out of 10 is because of Tomken Soraka. It would be a 0 otherwise. Zoe Swain, yeah, but it's good there, but that deck doesn't really exist. Faded, maybe? No, I don't think this is good and even. Well, the Wish is okay for healing, but that shouldn't really be an issue for them. I don't know, I'm sticking with it too. I don't see myself ever main decking this. Stream is better than 5? People say it's worse than 5. I don't know. Prismatic Barrier Detainer for Demacia. I think this is worse than the Shurima one, actually. I like the Prismatic Barrier. I don't like the Detain. I'm okay with for Demacia. I think this is good in a Lux deck. I could see a 6. Okay, yeah, it is better than Shurima one, fine. It's good defense, removal, and attack. I don't count Detain as removal, really. Prismatic's unconditional protection. Detain can be like Vengeance, and Vengeance is win con. Okay. Yeah, okay, you guys are kind of convincing me. I could see it. I just think that in the decks where you want to play this, you don't really use for Demacia that much. Same with Detain. Okay, can we agree that this is best in a Lux deck? Agreed upon, right? This has to be best in a Lux deck. But how good is it in a Lux deck? How many copies would you play in a Lux deck? I would play 1 or 2. I don't see this being played anywhere besides Lux. Also Elites? Maybe Elites, yes. 2 copies for Lux? Yeah, I think I agree. I think this will improve Lux decks, yes. Galio is better? Yeah, Galio is pretty nice too, actually. Tom Kench Lux? Yeah, it would be good there, but that deck doesn't really exist. If this deck, or if this card, makes Tom Kench Lux playable, I will eat my shoe. I might go back on this. I'm pretty happy with a 7 out of 10, but I'm not One scouts might be able to use it for Demacia is really good in scouts, and they could use the barrier sometimes, especially for misfortune. And scouts would actually have access to removal now. I don't think scouts cares about removal, and I don't think they want to use conditional cards that they can't always use. Scouts is very proactive. They want cards and they want their value immediately. To me, this is a 6. The only bad card here is the middle one, and every time you're scared about landmarks, you put this in your deck. And then when you don't play against a landmark deck, you just hold it in your hand for when you need a Hextech Transmogulator, or when you just need to refill your hand. And I think it's very good for that. I think this is a 6, because I don't think it will immediately improve a lot of decks that already exist, and I don't think this will necessarily make any new decks good. We're not getting any specific Piltover cards or decks. The one Piltover card, or the 2 Piltover cards we've seen, I don't think will improve decks that already exist by a large margin. So I'm happy giving this a 6, because I think it is a very good card. I just don't see a general use for it right now. It's definitely not a 3 times. I don't think any of these cards. I think these are literally like 3 sisters. Okay, how good is 3 sisters actually? I think 3 sisters is like a 7 or 8, right? I am never unhappy about putting a 3 sisters in my deck. I don't think it's a 10. It's not a 10 because it's not like, okay, I'm gonna, use this card to win the game. A 9, okay. Yeah, I was thinking 8, but you know what? It has been a good card ever since it released, so. The only draw card of PZ is progress. Yeah, no, I agree. I think this card is very good, but it's not like, you need to make space in your deck for these type of cards. And they're not like, you don't have clear situation where you use them, but with 3 sisters, you don't really do that either. I think 3 sisters is good because it's a freeze, which stops an attack. It's unit protection for 4 mana, and it's entomb to remove a blocker for an entire turn and stop whatever crazy thing that unit is trying to do. This doesn't do that. This has none of those capabilities, except Hextech Transmogulator, but you can't use that on champions. This is good in a Heimerdinger deck, true. You would play this in Heimerdinger decks for sure. Yeah. But then you still have to be careful about what you pick, because the cards are fleeting. You use this in a Heimerdinger deck, and then you pick an Aftershock and you hope to hit something, right? Yeah, it will make Heimerdinger decks better. Yeah, I'm not even sure if this is a 9 out of 10. Like a 10 out of 10 would see play as a 3 of in every single deck. Like a 10 out of 10 is Broadwing, right? These cards are not Broadwing, but the flexibility is worth a ton. Okay, Shadow Isles. I think this one is pretty good, but I don't think I can't see a deck that really wants to play this immediately. Does control? 5. Yeah, I'm thinking 5 or 6. The crumble is nice if you really need landmark removal. Okay, so let's say Darkness. Darkness was auto lose against Bandle Tree, and it was auto lose against Mona Shurima. They would play this card, and they would be able to generate it from Conchologist. You would be very happy because you get a crumble that will let you deal with a landmark. This card will be good in Darkness as a one-of. This card, I can't see being that good in Trundle Tryndamere. Darkness doesn't have units to chump. You will find a unit to chump if you need to get rid of a Bandle Tree to not lose the game. That's not the issue. The only card here, I'm iffy about the Mark of the Owls, but even that I think is just generally pretty good because you're attacking with overwhelm units. You can even use Mark of the Owls on like your atrocity target for more damage. I'm thinking 5 because the cards are not generally good, but they're really reactionary. And in the situations where you could need any of these cards, they can be game-winning. So I'm giving it a 5 out of 10, because this card is going to get stuck in your hand very often. Crumble is good, yeah. I like the Crumble. The Crumble is like the double flexibility, right? Remove a landmark or remove a unit, so you're never really going to feel bad, but even then, there are better options. I think this is a 5, yeah. Apple Crumble, exactly. Yeah, 5 seems good to me. Bilgewater Tellstones is More Powder, Playful Trickster, or Chum the Waters. This one is quite good in my opinion, but the More Powder is terrible. The other 2 options are good. I think this is at least on par with Demacia. If Demacia is a 7, I think this is a 7 too. To me, this is a 7. It's the rally. It's the potential rally. Listen, the reason this one is good is because More Powder is very conditional. You're not happy about the More Powder, but it can be good. Sometimes you will run into a situation where having 2 barrels can be game winning. Sometimes you're going to be in turn 3, your opponent develops all their units, you pay mana to summon 2 barrels, and then you play Make It Rain, and you can win the game against an aggressive deck. Okay? Playful Trickster can also win. It's a game-winning card if you can rally in Bilgewater. This can potentially win you the game, but these 2 are very conditional. right? More Powder and Playful Trickster, conditional. Chum the Waters is actually proactive. The fact that you get a proactive card that you can just play if you need to is extremely good. The fact you can choose to give something vulnerable and then develop a 5/2 is extremely powerful. Would you run this in Fizz of Felios? Honestly, I would consider it. But that's a Build Sweater. That's not a Build Sweater deck. That's a Bandle City deck. Only Chum is good? Yes. Only Chum is generally good, and the other two are conditionally good. So if you get, like, none of these cards have a generally good option. None of these you're going to be happy to just play when you have nothing else to do. Weapons of the Lost can be a play if there's nothing to do, but it's expensive. None. None you can play when you have nothing to do. None. 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 Chum the Waters. That is very powerful. This might even be an 8, just because of Chum the Waters. Progress Day? Yes. Progress Day, I guess, but that can be a tempo loss. Yeah, okay, fine. Progress Day, but again, you're not developing a unit. Chum the Waters develops a unit. Weapons of the Lot develops a unit. With Progress Day, you're just paying 9 mana, and you hope you discount like a Mystic Shot to have removal or something. I don't know. Aftershock can go next as well? Sure. But if you have no play to make, and you need to pay 9 mana to just draw 3 cards, I'm not going to be happy about that. Chum the Waters, for 5 mana, you get a 5/2 and you make something vulnerable. That's strong. Because, again, the other 2 options on this card actually allow you to win a game with a rally or with, like, some boosted up removal. So, yeah, I think this is very good. I would consider it an 8, but you're not going to put this as a 3 of in any deck. I think you want this as a 1 or 2 of as well. This is good in a Nami deck. Yes, this will be best in a Nami deck. Could also be good with Illaoi, because the Playful Trickster is good with Illaoi, Rallying is going to be strong with Illaoi. Chum the Waters, giving something vulnerable, also seems to be pretty strong in Illaoi decks. Watch Bart as a Runeterra champion be something like, you can put any 1-cost card in your deck, and he gets access to all the Tellstones. Mark my words! Bart is about 1-drops. Or 1 cost. I'd bet he's all about that. All right, this one is a 2 for me, maybe even a 1. I think it's a 1. I don't see myself making space in my deck for this. if I play a Conch, and this is one of the options for Conch, I'm gonna be like, why the hell did Conch only offer me 2 options? That's how bad I think this is. When you're unhappy hitting something on Conch, it's gotta be a bad card. Cards that create other cards, that's pretty sweet, actually. I would like that. I don't think it's worse than Targon. I think it is. Targon has a unit buff permanently. It has a heal, which can also conditionally be pretty good. And it has the Paddle Star, which is removal. Oh my god, they're all rare, except Targon and Bandle City. These one are common. Keep his Riddick removal. Yeah, it's pretty bad. For 7 mana. They knew, yeah, they knew. They made the worst ones common. Alright, dude, I don't even want to go to the next one. Alright. Ugh. Why? God left us. Yeah, I think this is pretty likely pretty likely going to be a 3 of in almost every Ionia deck. You think it's a 9? We just established that 3 Sisters is a 9. I think this is better than 3 Sisters. Luna Kike, thank you for the Prime sub. It's only for control? Yeah, okay. I mean, it's good for mid-range. Every single Ionia deck you're gonna make from this day forward, you're gonna think, what kind of Ionia deck will get better if I put Ionian Tellstones in it? You don't think this is better than 3 Sisters? Really? Cactus Mask. Cactus Smack? Thank you for the Prime sub. All 3 spells in Sister are good. I think it's extremely similar. Homecoming is Entomb. Health Potion can also be used on units. It's... I mean, it's worse than Fear of the North. Stand United is also unit protection. But this can also go phase. Yeah, Stand United can win you games.
Ionian Tellstones is 10 out of 10 because it synergizes more with Ionia than 3 Sisters with current Frylord.
That's a very good point, yes. 3 Sisters is played as a card just to have flexibility. but it doesn't actively make their decks better. All these 3 options are pretty much going to be useful in every single Ionia deck. Every spell has its uses in Scissor, but not all the time. This doesn't really have that all the time either, but this hits 2 units. This is removal. Yeah, and there's Karma too. I mean, I don't think Karma is going to be like a meta champion out of nowhere, but this is crazy, dude. Stands united with Karma. No, dude, what are you talking about? That's hella good. I hope this is a Mega T situation. Yeah, I hope so too. All right, I'll be fair. I'll put it down to 9 because I don't think it's the kind of card that needs nerfs. I would give this a 9.5 probably. I don't think it's quite a 10 out of 10 because you're overpaying. But I would put this on the level of 3 Sisters or better. Yeah, if you have a leveled Karma, you probably shouldn't use Stand United. But when you have a leveled Karma, you're probably gonna win the game. So if it was Palm instead of Stand United, then 10. Oh, for sure. Yeah, I want to give it a 9.5, but I guess if you like round up 9.5, it's still a 10. Yeah, no, you know what? I'm standing my ground. I'm giving it a 10 out of 10 because just by looking at this card, I get angry. Ionian Tellstones create a Notified Memory Cloaker to die. These cards sucks. No, they really don't. Yeah, it makes decks that are currently in the game better. And even though those decks are not that good right now, they have been good in the past. And a deck like Lee Sin is very likely to just come back when, you know, the meta shifts ever so slightly. This card is a huge buff to Lee Sin decks. It's a big buff to mid-range Ionia decks, buff to Ionia control decks. I don't think it's good in Ionia elusive aggro decks, but even then, a card like Stand United can sometimes come in super clutch. No, even Homecoming is very good in Ionian aggro, so